Hello everyone. In this video, we would be seeing the interval operator. So interval operator in RxJS is quite similar, or I would say is similar to what we have in the native JavaScript setInterval. And we would be seeing in our example how do we compare that, or when should we use this interval operator. But what is exactly an interval operator? Let's try to understand that. So interval operator is an RxJS operator which creates an observable for a specified period of time. So let's try to see a few examples. In this example, I would be trying to compare the native set interval with the interval operator. So let's see how this set interval works for this. So in this, I've tried to create a scenario wherein notification is an array, and we would be receiving the notification at the set interval of time. And after 6 seconds, we would be clearing that interval. What happens over here is every 1.5 seconds, we receive a notification. And then after 6 seconds, it says it is stopped. So we have seen how does set interval works. Let's try to see how the interval operator works in this case. So let me comment that and uncomment this one. So what happens over here is that it creates an interval of 1.5 seconds, and then it does the same thing. Whatever logic was happening over here, it does the same thing in the subscribe. And we have 4 intervals coming up because we are clearing only after 6 seconds. So every 1.5 seconds, we are getting the value from this notification array. And after 6 seconds, we are clearing or we are unsubscribing. So in case of set interval, we were clearing it. In case of interval operator, we are unsubscribing it. So no further values would be emitted. So this is the major difference between set interval and interval operator. Set interval is native to JavaScript, and we have been already using it in our JavaScript journey. But if you are using RxJS, one must prefer intervals. Let's try to see one more example. Over here, it was one of the simple examples where it was just emitting the value from this array through a random index. Let's try to see how can we actually use the power of intervals, like from the RxJS operator, because one must think that why should I use RxJS interval if I could do the same thing from set interval. So let's try to see the set interval first, and then we will compare the same code with our interval. So over here, what I'm doing is I'm creating an interval for 1 second, and after 5 seconds, clearing the interval. And also what I'm doing is I'm multiplying the value of each second into 2. So that's what you see, 0 multiplied by 2 is 2. 1 multiplied by 2 would be 2. And at the end, 4 multiplied by 2 would be 8. So this is the native way of doing it. But what if you are already using observables and you want to use something of the same nature? So in that case, you would be using the interval operator. Let's see that too. If I uncomment this now. So over here also I'm trying to create an interval of 1 second. And then what I'm doing is over here we were manually setting that we want 5 and we were handling the count variable. But using the powers of RxJS, we can use another operator which is take operator. We would be seeing this in the upcoming videos. But just for the understanding, when should we use set interval and why should we use the interval operator? From RxJS, I have taken this example where I'm trying to compare set interval with the interval operator from RxJS. So over here, you have seen that you have to manually manage all the variables and you have to clear the interval and all that stuff. But over here, what happens is that you're trying to create an interval and you're saying that, okay, I just want 5. And for each value, just multiply that with 2. And at the end, you would be getting the same values. So this is the power of RxJS. And that's all for this video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section below. See you in the next video. Happy coding.